Coming to you a little late this week. I didn't get a chance to make a pregame video for this Rams game that happened a couple days ago, and I'm a couple days late on this video as well, so let's just go ahead and get to it. If I had made a pregame video, I would have basically said that I feel really confident that we're going to win, but unlike the Panthers game, there's a nagging bit of doubt in the back of my head about this one, and that ended up being a pretty reasonable way to feel going into this game. The Rams, they did what they always do, but this time it just wasn't enough because they just didn't have the firepower to hang in there for long enough. And watching this game at times was rather frustrating. We had a lot of self-inflicted wounds in this game. We definitely put ourselves in some uncomfortable positions until we took the 2-touchdown lead on the touchdown to Baldwin, but there's a lot to be satisfied with coming away from this game. I'm certainly more than happy to take it. Let's start with the offense. People are going to look at Russell Wilson's numbers and say he had a good game. 19 of 26, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'm just saying don't drink the Kool-Aid on those numbers because I watched that game and he made some very good plays. The touchdown to Tyler Lockett was great. He had a nice throw to Luke Wilson and Jimmy Graham, and he made some good plays out there, but there's still something going on with him this year that I don't totally know what it is, but he's a gunslinger. He's not being careful with the ball. He's winging it into double and triple coverage. I don't know what it is, and I know part of it has to be put on the offensive line and the offensive coordinator, but something's not totally right. He almost threw a pick on the 1-yard line, which would have made me lose my mind. You can blame a lot of different people for that play, but he threw a couple other passes in tight coverage where, the receiver he was throwing it to, be it, whoever it may have been, Jermaine Kearse is the main culprit right now, but just not open. There's nothing there. Only bad things are going to happen. And, yeah, it can be a little frustrating. But he did have a good game. He made some very nice plays in this game. He made some plays with his legs. He kept plays alive. It was a lot better than what he did against Green Bay, but I still have to say something is missing a little bit. He's not playing as smart as he played last year or the year before, or the year before that even. Offensive line, they have their moments, but on the whole, it's still a pretty depressing group to watch, especially in the running game. We had no run blocking all game. I feel so bad for Thomas Rawls. He's doing everything he can. And you see it. When there are things there for Thomas Rawls, he goes and he gets it, but he can't make up for everyone else on the offensive line screwing up consistently. And, you have Jermaine Ifedi committing 3 false start penalties. You have Bradley Sowell getting abused on the end. You have, I'm not going to kill Mark Lewinsky for not being able to deal with Aaron Donald because nobody can deal with Aaron Donald, but still sucks to watch. Just the running game was a depressing affair to witness, and thank God we don't have to play this Rams team in the playoffs. I'll say that. Tyler Lockett, huge game for him. His best game of the season so far, probably. Doug Baldwin had a nice touchdown catch on a fade route, which I hated, but he made it work. I guess that's, for the most part, all you can say about the offense. It was nice to see Luke Wilson, first time in the end zone this season. Stop throwing it to Jermaine Kearse. The offense, it's still a frustrating experience sometimes. We can't pick up short yardage. Nothing ever feels like a secure, sure thing because the offensive line is struggling so much. We have to take what we can get, though, and we made enough plays on Thursday night, and I see these little hints of the offensive line getting better, but time and time again they will set your expectations all the way back with a couple of plays over the course of a game. And it's just something we have to deal with, and everyone else needs to step up to make up for it. Defense. I can say this, though. After the debacle of last week, we really needed this because it started out kind of bad. The Rams had a good drive down the field. They should have scored a touchdown twice. They blew it. They went for it on fourth down and didn't get it. They had a decent drive at the end of the first half. And it was like, I don't know. Okay, who am I going to put this on? Earl Thomas not being out there. Michael Bennett not playing that well. Chris Richard. Who is going to be the scapegoat? But they really clamped down. And they held St. Louis to Los Angeles to 3 points. They got a ton of pressure on the quarterback. Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett, Frank Clark, Cassius Marsh, who had a bunch of penalties in this game, by the way, and drove me nuts. But, he got in on the act as well. It was nice to see this team get some pressure on the quarterback because it hasn't been happening lately. That was the main positive to take away from this game. Playing a very bad offensive line, I understand that, but we needed to see something. And Frank Clark, Cassius Marsh, Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett, who's hopefully going to be okay, they played very well. And that was the main thing to feel good about because we didn't force any turnovers. Richard Sherman, not his best game. He blew a couple opportunities to force turnovers. Jeremy Lane made a couple more mistakes. It's this, it's that. He got paid a little too early. I hate to say it, but I didn't like that contract when I first heard about it because he was just coming off a major injury. I wanted to give him one season to prove himself. And I'm not liking very much what I see. Steven Terrell almost gave up a long touchdown on the second Rams drive of the game or something like that. First drive, second drive. But at the end of the day, the final product is very good. And this just goes to show how good this defense has been over the last 5-6 years. We watch this game. We hold the Rams to 3 points, like 200 yards of total offense, less than 200 yards, 5.5 yards per pass attempt. Todd Gurley has 2.7 yards per carry. They have like 2 big passing plays throughout the whole game. They have 1 good run. And we're picking nits on the little things they did that could have been slightly better. And that just goes to show you how good this team is. And we should feel good about this defensive effort after the complete mess that was the Green Bay game. John Ryan, concussion. Not playing that well this season, if we're being perfectly honest, but I'd rather have him back there than anyone else we could get. So please be okay. Michael Bennett wrenched his neck on a pretty fluky play. Please be okay. I can't deal with that shit. I've seen this pass rush with no Michael Bennett. I've seen what it looks like. I don't need to be dealing with that shit. So please be okay. That's about it for this game. It was fine. We do need to play better against the better competition that we'll be playing in a couple weeks because we have now officially clinched our division. And after today, we are half a game up on the first round bye, which is imperative. I really want to get that first round bye. I want to get the week off. I want to get a guaranteed home game leading into the NFC Championship game, at least one. And if we win out against Arizona, who they're done, and San Francisco, they've been done for a month, over 2 months now. It's there for the taking. But all you can say about this game really is it was fine. The players that needed to play well played well enough. It restored some confidence after the crap of the Green Bay game. But even next week against Arizona, you're going to need to see a little bit more than that. So I'll make sure to get a pregame game video out for that one because that is the last significant obstacle this regular season, and it's a really important win to get. All right, 24-3, good enough. See you guys before the next game.